Welcome, Rangers. You may approach the Patriot.
3 when there were 50. Cold logic says I should turn you away. That there aren't enough of you left to do the job at hand. But that Dorsey ambush was my fault. And I owe you more than explanations and apologies. So, here's something more tangible. The Dorseys didn't just attack you. They attacked my city. This one was trying to burn down our jail. If you want some vengeance for what was done to you, he's yours. Be my guest. Well done. I wish I could give you all the Dorseys. And maybe, before all this is over, I will. But for now, let me address your immediate needs. In addition to this base, and the aid I promised your general, I'll be giving you the resources to return your force to full strength. Recruiting, training, and equipping. It's not enough. I know. The men and women you lost can never be replaced, but it's what I can give you. I hope you'll accept it. I'm glad to find you so amenable. I hope that means we're going to get along. Now, introductions. My name is Saul Buchanan. I own Colorado, though you'll meet some who disagree. This base is your new home. From here, you'll aid my people and, more importantly, do the job I brought you here to do. Now... Yes, Joe?
Pardon, Patriarch. It's Daisy. An update on the Garden of the Gods?
All right. Sorry, Rangers. Still putting out fires. 2 of my best are waiting for you inside. Darius Kwan of the Marshals and my old friend Sergei Greatsky. Go see him. I'll be in when I'm done here.
Welcome, Rangers. I'm Marshal Derek.
Good to meet you, Rangers. Glad to see some friendly faces. Been rough around here these last few days. Dorsey's attacked us too. Snuck inside Colorado Springs and killed a lot of people. Situation's under control now. Mostly.
No idea. Something must have triggered the old security system. Trouble is, there's a bunch of angry robots guarding the computer that shuts them off. How you deal with them is your call. Your base, your rules. Yeah, weird, huh? They weren't active when we looked the place over a few days. Let's talk. I can hardly hear myself think.
Alarm. Fire is alarm. Alerting to you, Interruper. Visit a secure, government facility you can be trespassing against. If authorization or you will be disappointed. Incorrect. Circular tarp more loop. Because order was given to tarp more loop. You are foolish. You are invalid.
Well done, Rangers. Good to see the place up and running. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. The reason you're here. As you may know, I have a daughter and 2 sons. Liberty, Valor, and Victory. 2 of them conspired against me, and the 3rd blackens the Buchanan name with every breath he takes. Consequently, I banished him. They've been skulking in the shadows ever since, but lately there's been rumors that I'm on my last legs. Lies, of course, but apparently my dear children believe them, and they've started making new plans. Peace. With those brats, I'm not worried about my children defeating me, Rangers. They won't. Not even Liberty. What worries me is the destruction they'll wreak as they fail. They'll tear my land and my people to shreds. They'll burn everything I've accomplished to ash. That's why they have to be stopped before they can start. That's why you, Rangers, have to find them and bring them home to me ASAP. And when I say bring them home, I mean bring them home alive. They're my blood. Kill them and we'll have a problem. Do I make myself clear? Good. Then let me tell you where they are. Victory's holed up in Aspen. Valor's under the protection of the Gippers in Denver. And Liberty is raising an army against me somewhere out on the Eastern Plains. Anything else you need to know? Uh-huh. The last dregs of a treacherous family. Mistakes linger, Rangers. I know that better than most. Possibly. But I know the Dorseys from the old days. They don't take orders well. Then again, I wouldn't have guessed they'd have the guts to attack both you and Colorado Springs at the same time. So somebody put some fire in them. My staff and I coordinated the details of your arrival using coded transmissions on radio frequencies we thought were secure. Obviously, they were not. And you paid for it. I take full responsibility. Good. What else do you need? What do you want to know? Divided loyalty, that's why. I trust everybody else is making plans for when I'm gone. The 100 families, the Gippers, the Marshalls, they're all out for themselves. And they know my kids would make good figureheads. Any Coloradan I send to bring Vic, Val, and Libby back home might think they'll get a better deal elsewhere. But not you. I'm the only one who can save your people. Nobody else can get supply. That's why it's you who's doing this. You've got the only loyalty that works. You'd better. Anything else? Of course. Now, if you want a chance to impress me, and maybe get a little payback, that call I got outside was from Sheriff Daisy, the head of the Marshal. She's having trouble rousting some Dorseys who have been holed up in the Garden of the Gods since their raid fell apart. Why don't you go give her a hand? Show us what the Rangers can do. Enjoy yourselves, Rangers. Just don't get... All right, let's move out.
Rangers, come talk to me when you've got a moment. Want to discuss staffing and recruiting, that kind of thing.
Still?
Good job, Rangers. Nice to be able to hear ourselves think again. And now that it's quiet enough to talk, let me reintroduce you to the great Sergei Greatsky, who's going to be helping you with personnel.
Hi again, Rangers. Damn sorry about your people. But now that you're here, we'll do what we can to get you back on your feet and find you some new recruits. And I already got you one of the best. Meet Marcelo Gonzalez, electronics wizard, radio technician, and former dispatcher for the Marshals. He'll be your radio operator.
Howdy, Rangers. While you were dealing with the alarms, I took the liberty of installing a combat AI in your vehicle. Should help you out. If you want to chat, I'll be in the operations room getting things up and running.
Should be more recruits arriving soon. Ready to tell me how you want to fill out your squad? Of course, ask away.
Well, Sergei won't blow his own horn, so I'll do it for him. He's Colorado's greatest war hero. Fought by the Patriarch's side from the beginning and saved the old man.
75. Tops. Now, let me tell you about Mr. Slick here. Nobody knows the streets and alleys of Colorado's...
You're too kind, Sergei.
Not sure exactly. We came by a week and a half ago.
We were gonna get the place cleaned up before you got here. But then the door...
Something must have triggered the security systems between then and now. Could have been anything. Patriarch chased out the last big gang maybe 10 years back. Before that,
Recently, it's been mostly outlaws and refugees. We should check...
could be what set off the alarms.
Around these parts, we call the nuclear apocalypse the deluge of fire, because...
Noah's flood was the deluge of water. The nukes were the deluge of fire. Gonzalez? He's a whiz with stuff like that. The AI will allow you to give the vehicle orders in combat without having to be inside it. Basically, it'll become another member of your squad.
Yeah, I was getting a little itchy doing the same old...
And retirement was driving me stir-crazy. Just sitting around listening to the paint peel. I jumped at the chance to help you folks out.
It's no lie that I've been looking to leave the Marshals, but you're right. That's not the whole story. The Patriarch...
And I am truly sick of retirement. But, yeah.
Let's say... liaisons. The Patriarch wants you to succeed, and he knows it's not gonna be easy.
You don't know the politics. You don't know the personalities.
That's where we come in. We're here to make sure you don't make... And yeah, we're supposed to report back to the Patriarch about how you're doing. But you didn't really expect to be left completely to your own devices, did you?
Okay, what's next? My advice is to put together a squad with complementary skills. Nobody can be great at everything. So, and you can always round out your squad with folks. Keep that in mind when you're choosing from the recruits I've rounded up. Listen, I can get you all the fighting troops you need. But if you meet any talented people in your travels, don't hesitate to sign them up. Now that we've got that sorted, now you're the boss here. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but getting this place up and running wouldn't be a bad place to start. That means surveying the base and finding specialists to staff it. Perfect. That'll give you a chance to see if any of the junk around here is worth... After that, you might want to give Sheriff Daisy a hand. If you impress her, maybe she'll hook you up with some specialists for the base. Anyway, your call. Colorado Springs is straight out the main gate. If you want to go to Denver or Aspen, just hop back in your car and go out the way you came in.
One sec. Forgive me for saying so, but I'm guessing you folks are gonna need as much help in the field as you will here in HQ. So, what if I joined your squad? At least until you find your feet. Well, I know this city like the back of my hand. And this city knows me. Plus, I'm a sure shot and a decent scrapper. And, though it hurts my civic pride to say it, there are places around here where those things might come in handy. Great. Lead the way. Well, this must have been the mess hall. Better get this up and running pronto. Keeping your people well fed is probably the easiest way to keep them loyal.
Please, don't shoot. Who are you? You're not dressed like the marshals. I'm Del Hackett, and I speak for these people. We've been living here for months, and we've got nowhere to go.
Bad idea. I've been in their shoes, but this is a military base. If we have squatters everywhere, it'll be hard to keep discipline. Your recruits won't like it either.
The Patriarch's people don't care about people like us, but you're not beholden to them. We all farmed in the border country between Colorado and the plains. Thought we were safe out there, under the Patriarch. Back then, the gangs feared the Patriarch. Not anymore. They burned our greenhouses and killed everyone who tried to fight them. No place left to run but here. For any of us. Not intentionally. The Patriarch's people drove up to the base a few days ago, so we hid in here for a while. Then when Andy went to check if they left, all the doors slammed shut and the alarms started whooping. Don't know what happened. Been living in these ruins for weeks and we never set anything off before. We're not welcome there. They already have too many mouths to feed, and more are always coming.
Your call. Won't make the volunteers happy, but the Patriarch put you in charge, not them.
You said yes. Well, I was sure you wouldn't. We won't be any trouble, I promise, and we'll help out wherever we can. Oh, and one of our people is missing. Andy. If you find him hiding out some... Hear that, everyone? We gotta make ourselves useful around here.
October 12th, 1998. 7 months since the bombs fell.
Oh, hey, howdy.
Hey, dudes. Hi. Well, what's up? Haven't seen you before. Have I? Rangers, huh? Cool, man. Cool. I like your look. I think I had a shirt like that once, a long time ago. Long time ago. Headquarters for what? Arizona. Arizona. That sounds far, real far. Are there, like, more of you here? Oh, yeah, man, of course. My name? Yeah, something like that. Honestly, I don't, remember. I kinda been here for a while because, couldn't tell you, man. Like, there's no windows or clocks in here, Hard to keep track. Anyway, a long time. Long enough for other groups. Man, I got every little crack in the ceiling over there drips some water. So I just gotta, and you know what they say about dark, damp spaces, man. Mushroom grow there. So I added a little self-made fertilizer. Those mushrooms, yeah, man, yeah. Oh, yeah, and bugs. Buzzy crunchers and climby snappers and skittery two-bites and running gushers. That was a good, but yeah, mainly mushrooms. Yeah, sure, maybe. Sometimes, like, a guy might come in, but I don't know if he kinda hard to keep track of how long it is. But, let me see. Last guy who came in to see me was the dead guy. Before him, Tired Eyes Lady. Before her, the smiling woman. Oh, man. So a while ago, that dead guy over there came running in here all nervous and freaked out. And yeah, then there's this big-ass flash of light from the computer machine and he falls down and then all these sirens and flashing lights. Then after a while, the alarm stopped and then, she was, anyway, she came in here looking sad. We talked for a bit, and then she left. Hope she didn't die, and she's haunting me for some reason. Though, now that I think about it, I guess I'd be glad for... Oh, a real nice lady, man. Had a big old smile. I think she said she was a trader. Talked about how she had some merchandise. Said I wasn't, suitable. Well, actually, she said I wouldn't be suitable for her clients, which I thought was a weird way to say that. Man, it's, I've been here a long time. There was a gentleman bear, the lip licker, and, yeah, hard to remember who came in first, and, which ones were just a nursery. Yeah, okay. Cool. Oh, man, didn't you like... Okay, so a guy I used to be friends, though, too, man. Like, former friend who decided he didn't, want to go splitsies anymore. So, when I woke up, I was in here. Real bummer, man. Like, seriously. Oh, man, yeah.
You're calling this one, Rangers, but really, I just let nature take its course.
I'd really like to get out of here. Really. Cool, I get it, man. No pressure, but, I'd sure appreciate it. So long.
going on with the dead guy? Is he, all right?
Oh, yay! Thank you so much, man.
Thanks for, the assist, dudes. Thanks for, the assist, dudes. I owe you big time.
You're good people, Rangers. We'll find a way to pay you back. Anything you need? Sure. Andy may have. He's the only one of us who knew computers. I told him to stay out of there because I was afraid of, of something like what happened when this whole place got locked down. We stay away from that awful room. Nothing but death in there. Yep. There was a man locked in there when we moved in, living off insects and mushrooms in his... I felt bad about that. He was cordial and those glassy eyes. Booby traps. One of my people disarmed an explosive on a door, but missed a gas mine under the floor panel on the other side. I told everyone to avoid the room after that. No one here is worth losing over whatever guns may or may not be in there. Poked my head in there and saw a giant robot next to a dead body. Hard pass. We first got into the base through a hole in the archive room's wall. Some critters living in there chased us around, but we managed to shut them in before anyone got... We've been trying to snare them for a while for fresh meat, but they just chew through the ropes like they're Sour Patch Kids. Careful out there. It's an uncaring world.
Pretty grand in here. Maybe you can make it your trophy hall or museum or something. Or a handball court. Let's make this quick!
Rangers, good to see you. Well, I've got friends in the Marshals, the Patriarch's Palace Guard, and some local militias. They've always got more folks wanting to sign up than they have positions for. So I asked my pals to send over everybody on their waiting lists. Now, some of these folks may be, less than top grade for sure, but most will be solid recruits, ready and willing to learn. You'll happy to tell you what you need to know. Well, came here with my folks when I was a kid, and was a young man when Saul was trying to unite the families and make Colorado a state. I've served at his side ever since, fighting against the
What Mr. Greatsky means is that he played a key role in many of the Patriarch's greatest victories.
You're too kind. Well, the fighting's never really ended. Trying to hold it all together is a constant struggle. This business with his children is just the latest in a long line. I do indeed. Some folks can't get past his brusque ways, but that's just the impatience of a man who knows what's right. Of course, you'll hear a lot of folk condemning him for hurting this group or that group with his decisions. But the way I see it, they should be glad it wasn't them who had to make the choice. I'll be here.
What a stink. Somebody's been using this medbay for a morgue. Gonna take an ocean of bleach to get it ready for customers. Look at all this machinery. If we can get it all running, this will be a good spot for your armory. A garage. You get this cleaned out, you can put your truck in here.
Welcome to your communications hub, Rangers. The Patriarch was good enough to let me use my own gear, and I have my high-frequency radio equipment all set up. From here on out, I will be your voice in the wind. You can contact Ranger HQ at any time through your radio, and I'll reach out as needed. When there's arrests to be made under your authority, just radio them into me. Pleasure to serve. The finest setup you'll find this side of the Rockies. This equipment took years to get together. This is the only setup in Colorado able to communicate on all sorts of frequency bands, up to the HF band. That means we can reach you pretty much no matter where you... The basic controls are straightforward. You should try the device yourselves whenever you're here. I've picked up all kinds of signals. It's possible you could even... I've worked the radio for some time now, and I hear all kinds of stories from other parts of the world. Horrors you wouldn't believe. And is Colorado perfect? No. Speaking frankly, great. Protect and serve, right? Things had grown stale with the Marshals. I felt like I'd reached the end of what I could do for the people there. Proud to be a Ranger now. I'm your radio communications expert. I'll be manning the radio whenever you call in, or whenever we need to... Oh, I'm not. It just turns out artificial intelligence isn't that much different from fiddling with radios. Easy enough to install, it turned out, but anytime.
Systems active. Greetings, Rangers. Systems active.